Hey guys, what's going on? From London here. You guys know what to do. As always, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's get into today's video. So I'm finally back, had about a week off to move, and as you can see, the setup's all different and stuff now, but I'm very happy with how the setup is. Maybe I'll give you a setup tour if anyone's actually interested in that, but anyway, we're going to get back in with the videos. I'll address that stuff at the end of the video, but let's start off with Chelsea to face Barnsley at the Bridge in Carabao Cup. So the Carabao Cup draws have been made now, and we now know that we'll be playing Barnsley, as you can see down here. The rest of the ties you can also see further down on this list. The only one of real interest I think is going to be a real good game is Leicester versus Arsenal. The rest of them will be interested in West Brom possibly versus Southampton or Brentford. That could be a decent game. I'd like to see like West Brom versus Brentford. Other than that, nothing major in there, but there we go. Chelsea will be facing Barnsley, definitely one that we should be winning, and we might even be able to rotate a little bit for that game. Then we have a report about Edouard Mendy. Now, whilst I've been gone, this has all been kicking off, and it does look like we are on the verge of completing a £25.74 million deal for Edouard Mendy, which is a bit more than maybe I thought we were going to pay. I thought it was going to be maybe closer towards 20 million, but I'm fine with that. I do think he'll be a big improvement coming to Chelsea, especially in the Brighton game. Kepa made one real nice save, and then not long after let in that goal where he literally got his arms to it, but it just sort of went under his arm. So just a big mistake from him, even though the shot was into the corner, but he got there, he should have saved it. So Edouard Mendy coming in, I'm very happy with. This is a report coming from Canal Plus that the deal for Mendy has now been agreed, and apparently he has had his medical at Chelsea. It's claimed that Chelsea will pay an upfront fee of about 20.2 million and a further 5.55 million in bonuses to sign the 28-year-old. And of course, we know the attributes he has. He's a lot taller, a lot more commanding of his area, a better shot stopper than Kepa is. Definitely at the moment, maybe in Kepa's whole career he might have been better at times, but at the moment, for sure, Edouard Mendy is better than Kepa. And then we've got a little more here from Fabrizio Romano, basically saying, this article is saying he's returned to training with Rennes today, still no agreement found with Chelsea, and they're seeking to include Fikayo Tomori in the deal. Someone asked, is it true? And Fabrizio Romano came back with, nothing has changed, it's just a matter of time between the two clubs to complete the paperwork. Then Mendy will be joining Chelsea, said also yesterday, as Havertz, be patient and he'll join Chelsea. So it's the same situation with Havertz, basically, that we were sort of going through. It was like, days and days ago and past, we've been told the deal's done, why isn't it being announced? And it is just a case of it's just taking time to get all the paperwork and all that sort of stuff done. As we saw in this article, if it is true, we know the structure of it, and I assume the clubs do as well if that's the case, if we know it. 20.2 million, then 5.55 million in bonuses. Maybe we're just still going over how those bonuses are going to be sort of, is it going to be performance based? Is it going to be club based? Is it going to rely on us winning the Premier League? Is it going to rely on him keeping an X amount of clean sheets, stuff like that. So as it stands, nothing's changed. He will be joining Chelsea. It's going to happen. It's just going to take a few days, but he has apparently had his medical, completed it, passed it, which is all good. And yeah, Edouard Mendy is set to be a Chelsea player, which I'm very excited about, because I do think we need an upgrade in the keeper position, and I don't think many people would disagree at this point. Then I just want to congratulate an ex-Chelsea player. Welcome to West Bromwich Albion, Branislav Ivanovic. He's back in the Premier League. Of course, he left Chelsea and has been gone for a few years now, but he's back in the Premier League with West Bromwich Albion. I want to wish him all the best, except for when it comes to playing Chelsea, because of course we want to beat him, or West Brom, not him specifically. But yeah, congratulations to Branislav Ivanovic. I think that's a good move for him. It'd be nice to see him back in the Prem, because he has, his time at Chelsea was really good. He was such a good player for us. And then a little bit more extra West Brom news, but linked to Chelsea, of course, because we're not West Brom channel. West Brom on loan, and then a sort of like egg timer thing that's ticking down, and a clock indicating that it looks like Conor Gallagher is going to be going for a loan to West Brom, which I'd be fine with. West Brom obviously coming up from the Championship, they're going to have a tough season, trying to make sure that they could sort of hack it and stay in the Premier League and sort of establish themselves as a Premier League club. Will they do it? I don't know. But with Branislav Ivanovic, yes, he's definitely older. Isn't the Branislav Ivanovic of when he was at Chelsea, so There's a risk there, but Branislav Ivanovic always will be a good player, I think. Conor Gallagher would be a great signing for them to take on loan, because I think he's just so good. We saw him at Swansea doing really well, saw him in the pre-season game doing quite well as well. Very industrious, very very similar to Mason Mount in the press, in that he just can go all game and just fly at them. So I think this will be a good move for West Brom and for Conor Gallagher, and then eventually at some point he might be able to come back and make it into the Chelsea first team, which I'll be very happy with, because he's a quality player in there. And then apparently Chelsea had a sort of closed doors match against Wimbledon today at Cobham. He said Stamford Bridge, but corrected himself later. Victor Moses and Danny Drinkwater featured, unsure on Thiago Silva, but not that I'm told. So basically, literally the day after the Brighton game, they had a sort of closed match friendly for the fringe players, not the the main squad players, to get involved, get some match fitness, all that sort of stuff. And I'd heard little rumours about this happening, but nothing much other than that. And it does look like that match did go ahead. Chelsea drew with Wimbledon, which, sounds concerning because they are not a top side by any means, but it was our sort of squad players that were being used. Victor Moses, Danny Drinkwater, and then, as it says, unsure on Thiago Silva, but doesn't think that Thiago Silva featured in the game. So there you go, nothing major to worry about, because obviously the first team players that played against Brighton aren't going to be the players that played against Wimbledon. So it wasn't a first team by any means. It might not even have been a second team. There might have been, Victor Moses never really going to play for Chelsea again, Danny Drinkwater never playing for Chelsea again. Thiago Silva would have been good to get into that game so that he can get a bit more match fitness, but at the same time it doesn't look like he played. So either way, I'm fine with it. I'm not too bothered on that one. And I'm just going to do a very quick match review for the game against Brighton. Obviously, I missed it in terms of I missed the hype for the game because it's all over now and we have got a big game coming up next. But we did win 3-1 in the end. Very happy with the result because we didn't play fantastically, but we did get the win, which is, in the reverse fixture last year, I'm pretty sure we drew or lost this game. It wasn't a win. I'm certain of that when we went away to Brighton. But Timo Werner looked fantastic. Very happy to see him. He looked so fast, so sharp, so ready to go. Kind of got himself a goal in that he won a penalty, so to me I'm counting that as, had he taken that penalty he would have scored it. Reece James's goal was absolutely beautiful, wow, that is insane from Reece. Very happy for him. I think that's his first Premier League goal as well, with Chelsea. And Kurt Zouma getting that goal at the end, very nice shot because it was going on target either way, but deflected it in, and an assist from Reece James on that cross. It's nice to see Reece James on the crosses because he can deliver them very well. We saw that for Kurt Zouma's goal. Maybe we'll actually be a threat from set pieces from now on. As I said, for the goal conceded when I talked about Edouard Mendy, very poor from Kepa, and I want to see better from him because he did make a good save before that, but then went and ruined it all with that. Tariq Lamptey had a fantastic game all round. That was very impressive from him. And then here you can see sort of the ratings. We played a very weird formation. It was like a 4-2-2-2, which I just couldn't understand at the time. There was times where it sort of switched into a 4-3-2-1. No, 4-2-3-1 rather. Havertz obviously didn't have didn't set the world alight on his debut, but I'm not bothered. He's trained with the squad for 4 or 5 days before the game and didn't know anyone, so all that sort of stuff is going to improve. And with a bit more confidence, a bit more settling time, he'll be fine. Timo Werner, of course, had a fantastic game. Loftus-Cheek was quite poor throughout the whole game. Need to see him improving. Kante did good. Jorginho did good. As a pair, they were a little bit iffy. I don't know, I felt like Brighton dominated us too much in the midfield. So, that's something that needs to be improved. Mason Mount didn't really do much during the game, but had an okay game. Defence did quite well. I was happy with the 2 centre-backs throughout the game. Reece James, of course, had a fantastic game. Alonso was just quite quiet. And then, of course, Kepa Arrizabalaga with an E, which means error led to goal, which was very poor. Weird that Cam Hudson-Odoi didn't start this game. I thought we might have had Timo Werner up front, Kai Havertz on the right, and Hudson-Odoi on the left, but I guess not. Was a weird one. He came on and didn't really have much to do. Barkley came on and was just sort of stabilising the game, which he definitely did. And Aspi came on and just sort of had a standard game, nothing major. And yeah, that's about it. I don't want to talk about it too much because the game is a bit old now. It does feel like last week's news. But yeah, all in all, quite happy with the game. 3-1 win, very happy with it. The next game is going to be much more difficult, so we'll see how that game goes, but I'm very excited for it because this squad is sick. And when we can start getting our injured players like Hakim Ziyech, Pulisic, Kovacic from suspension and all that back, we will have a very even more deadly starting 11, and we scored 3 goals in that game, so I wonder what we'll do with Pulisic and Hakim Ziyech in the team, who knows. But that's going to be the end of the video, guys. So if you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I do just want to say thank you for sort of sticking with me while I was busy moving. As you can see, you know, like I said, new setup and everything. This will all improve. This isn't final, but I do like the setup as of now. I did have a target to try and really push towards 10k subscribers by the end of the month. Obviously, having taken a week off, that's not really going to happen. So if we could try push towards 9k, I'd really appreciate that. So yeah, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.